Dear authors and invited guests, welcome to the technical session 10B. Myself, Aarti Mohan, and this session would be moderated by me. On behalf of the Global Knowledge Research Foundation and GR Scholastic LLP, it's my great pleasure to welcome you all to the third World Conference on Information Systems for Business Management, ISBM 2024, Bangkok, Thailand. The third edition of the conference is being organized in hybrid mode. The physical event is being organized today in Bangkok, Thailand, and the virtual event is being held through Zoom today and tomorrow. Today, 13th September 2024. I hope you all would be enjoying this knowledgeable and interactive session throughout the day. In this session, we have 6 presentations. Each presenter would be given 12 minutes for the presentation and 3 minutes for the question and answer session round. On 10 minutes, I'll raise a gentle reminder. There's another request to all the participants to stay connected with us till our closing remarks. If you have any sort of query or any update, you can write it to me in the chat box. Just before we get started, I would like to introduce you all to our session chair, Dr. Praveen. We welcome you, sir.
Thank you, madam. Pleasure.
It's a pleasure to have you, sir. Praveen Babu is currently serving as a professor in the Department of Electronics and Communication Engineering at the Andhra University, India. His expertise is in statistical signal processing, machine learning, and data analytics. His research intersects the applications of target tracking, econometrics, and biomedical engineering. He serves as a reviewer in the reputed journal publishers including IEEE, Elsewhere, and Springer. He has served as a member of advisory committee and the session chair in several international IEEE conferences. He's a senior member of IEEE. It's a pleasure to have you, sir, with us on board. Thank you so much, sir. Moving on to our presentations, I would like to start with inviting the presenter to present his paper on bivariate VARX modeling of export and domestic rice prices relations in Myanmar. Dear author, could you please start with your presentation?
Yes, would you hear me clearly?
Yes, you're audible.
Yes.
Okay. Wait a moment, I'll be sharing my screen. May I ask if you see my slide clearly?
Yes, we do.
Good afternoon from Thailand. My topic today is VAR modeling, virtual autoregressive modeling of the rice price relation between domestic and export market in Myanmar. In this paper, I'm particularly interested in the recent rice price volatility in Myanmar, the change because the political climate change and everything, but I'm particularly interested what happened to the rice export and import and their price relation. So the motivation that I get from in doing this paper is because of high price volatility in essential commodity like rice and cooking wine price, and most of those commodity are being placed at the high price for normal people to consume in Myanmar. So that what motivate me in doing this kind of paper to find out if I can provide what happened with the what happened to the export market and import market. And the introduction that to cover to this field is that rice is for the Myanmar people is very important, significant product for Myanmar people. Not only that, it also being a part of our product that being exported for the international consumer. And the present increasing rice price in Myanmar is believed to be caused by so many factors, but mostly because of military coup that happened in February 2021, and ever since, and then the community pride has been increasing, and our trade from agriculture factor being decreasing at the same time. So that make me interested in this field to continue also, and especially what happened with our community price high volatility is because of four main factors: currency devaluation, flooding, and import restriction policy. And in this paper, I'm particularly interested in including those factors also, and looking at the relationship between export rice price and our retail market rice price relation. For this feasible study, there's a very limited study have been reported in our neighboring country, including Thailand and other like part of like very small part of Thailand and region, etc. And those paper already report that there are also external shock to the export market right price, and the price of export market can have a larger impact on domestic rice price market also. And they also in Vietnam particularly, they believe that it's really have a larger impact by the country GDP, population, and exchange rate on the rice price relation. And also in Thailand, they believe if we have a more immediate export rice price market, then the retail market price rate also will be also increasing. And for the limitation to my data, and I could only have to use like a calculation formula to have a from the same unit price of right price to have a calculation. Otherwise, I may not be able to have a like an empirical and evidence to support their relationship. Based on the trend, they are moving in the same way, like DRP mean logarithm domestic retail right price in jet in the local currency by per kilogram, and also on the right side, LMERD denote as the logarithm export right price, and then they are moving in the same trend. That means that when we have a community price increase, particularly for the rice market, and the export market will also be increasing, and at the same time, the export market right price market will also cause domestic right price increase again. So in the modeling, based on the previous study that highly motivated that if we based on the previous study, they have study they studied this using only VAR model and other regression model. But then I don't believe that could study only with two variables. So I include external factor also, exogenous variable, because I believe that there are also external factors that have a higher influence on their relationship between export and domestic right price market. And so I'm using here VAR model with the exogenous terms. In this model I have to follow 6 steps. The first step, test the unit test. If I have because our model focus on stationary data, I have to try this one also. And the 6 step, and second because VAR model focus on lag relationship only. So to test that slashing and more after I detect the model stable lag slashing test result. Then I will have to go through for the double check if the model I use could be the stable and reliable result given. And then I also had to have input response test and danger causality test within the VAR model. So that will give me clear result and the reliable result for my empirical study. And there is this is the model framework that I on the yellow arrow, like that causality between two endogenous variable in my study, and there are three factors that I consider that could have a large direct impact on those price. And the first one is difference logarithm exchange rate that I assume would which I can take it as a currency devaluation from Myanmar. And also second is different logarithm inflation, consumer inflation rate. And the PDD refer to the first difference of political transition in Myanmar, military coup particularly. So based on these three factors as external influence on the price relation between export and domestic market, and then I can report if they really have a causality relationship in my study, like the one did in Thailand rice price market. So this is the finding I could report conclude in my paper. On the left side, the response changes from the export market to the domestic rice price market. If we have a shock happen to the export rice price market, then it also costs in a second in a very quick time, it has to cause like the fluctuation in the domestic rice price. Also at the same time, when we have a higher domestic rice price, it's also cause export rice price market to have a higher price. But then based on the numbers of unit, that I can conclude that domestic rice price increasing cause export rice price market more increase than the shock happened to the export market to the domestic market. And the conclusion, I could say that if we have an increasing price in the export rice market, and then it will cause domestic rice price market volatility also, but they also have a very significant result. And also secondly, also at the same like domestic market increasing can also cause rice price increasing for the export market. So based on the finding, I could see that they both have a bi-directional gender causality, and in a very quick time, they have a significant impact on each other pricing. So that is what my finding conclude. So that's all for my presentation in quiz. So hopefully if you have any other question that you concern or you wasn't clear enough, so I could give you a clear answer if you have it. Thank you for today.
Thank you. Thank you so much for your presentation. Sir, you have any questions?
Hello, Ko.
Yes, I can hear.
Yeah, so that is the model that you have developed, the VARX model.
Yes, sir.
And it has two parameters, P and S, right? Can you go to the model?
Yes.
So what is P and what is S?
P here, it focuses on endogenous variable that the model developer that explained in their paper, original paper. So I could answer that the stationary dimension for the endogenous variable factor and S, which can be replaced by any like denotion like a P, Q, and whatever. So it has to be like that, I believe. Yes.
So where is the regression coefficient here? Is it lambda or psi?
Lambda, sir.
Lambda. Okay. So did you explore the properties of this new model, like the stationarity, the autocorrelation function of this model?
Yes, I did in
How
my
does it
paper.
scale with the original AR model?
Sorry, I couldn't catch.
So
Do you want me to differentiate between AR model and VAR model like that?
no, I'm asking, is this model still stationary?
Oh, yes, yes. VEC and focus on non-stationary web. VAR is mainly for stationary data, yes.
Okay, so have you proved the stationarity for this model?
Oh, yes, I did in my paper. That's why I use first difference data, because if I use the original data, it would be non-linear, non-stationary. Yes.
Okay. So I see that you're trying to model shocks in the market, and usually we use a stochastic volatility model to model shocks, sudden changes. So what's your
Yes.
take on going for the autoregressive model rather than the stochastic volatility?
Yeah, that could be also more advanced, as you said, yeah, but based on my limitation on modeling and coding issues, so that work gave me easier step to focus. Yes.
Okay, great. So could you go to the last slide, the result?
Yes, sir.
So you have inferred that an increase in the export price causes volatility in the domestic price with a probability of 3%,
Yes.
right?
Yes.
And vice versa is with a very less probability. So
Yeah.
what is the reason? Like, is there any reasoning, statistical reasoning behind this inference?
Maybe not statistical reason, but it could be because of the data. The data that I use is based on monthly time series data. But if I could use quarterly data, it could have a more appropriate for this model. But mostly this model suggest that using quarterly data. So maybe if I can focus on stochastic modeling with the quarterly data for the structural changes and external shock, that could be more appropriate. Yes.
Sounds good. Great presentation and great work.
Thank you so much. Yes.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you so much for your presentation. Thank you, sir, for your valuable questions.
Thank you.
Moving on to our next presentation, we have our presenter with her paper on competitive analysis of community enterprise in Thailand. Case study, the dog treats with crickets of man-made trad organic agriculture community enterprise. Dear presenter, could you please start with your presentation? Sorry, you are on mute.
Sorry. Good afternoon, everyone. This is me, Shalada Nanti. Let me share my slide. Few minutes, please. Okay. I'm not sure that everyone can see my slide now.
Can you maximize the screen?
Maximize, yes, already. How can I? There you go. Okay.
Okay,
Hello.
now it's visible. Now it's
Okay.
visible. Thank
Okay, I'd like to present about the competitive analysis of community enterprise in Thailand. The case study, the dog treats with cricket of Banmetat organic agriculture community enterprise. Okay, I'm quite, how can I do it? Nowadays, since 2019, the market of food, dog and cat food in Thailand recently like increasing dramatically because of the phenomenon of pet humanization. And regarding the Ban Method organic agriculture community enterprise from Hue Sai, Sankamphaeng, Chiang Mai, Thailand, has been introduced the pivotal objective. Like first, they try to promote and support farmers to reduce using chemical in agriculture. So they really present about the organic farming. Secondly, they organize to implement various promotional activities following the policies and support provided by governmental and private enterprises. And to support the facilitate the rallying of economically significant insects within the community. And lastly, they develop both raw and processed agricultural products sourced from the community. For our research objective, we try to analyze the competitive potential of Ban Method organic agriculture community enterprise with cricket-infused doctrines and to develop a competitive business plan for the doctrines with active participation from the community. This is our research project from the objectives that we have two objectives, right? So we categorize for two part of buyer and seller. For the groups of buyer, the market factors that influence the decisions to purchase dog snacks mixed with cricket products, and for the seller groups, we using the diamond model concept to like readiness of their enterprise to compete in dog snacks mixed with cricket using diamond model, and we using a gap analysis of dog snacks mixed with cricket, create a business plan for the snacks mixed with cricket, market testing by using a community plan, a business plan. Then we increase distribution channels and generate income for members of Ban Method community enterprise. This is our methodology. For object one, we analyze market factors that could influence the decision to purchase dog snacks mixed with crickets by collecting data for 40 samples for Thai people aged over 25 years, and analyze the readiness of Ban Method community enterprise group to compete in the product of dog snacks mixed with cricket using the diamond model support concept. And secondly, for the objective two, we make like a community business plan for dog snacks mixed with crickets with community participation. The results for making the analysis of dog snacks mixed with crickets for the Ban Method organic farming community enterprise were then used to create a business plan for them with community participation and conduct market trials to increase channels and income for community enterprise group members. Sorry. The results. Firstly, the characteristics of the sample group, we found that most owners were female with an average income about between 30,000 to 50,000 baht, working as civil servants or state enterprise, single status, and the highest education was bachelor's degree. Secondly, the dog racing behavior. The race dogs to be like family members, which is a characteristic of pet humanization, as I told you before. And raise 2 to 3 medium-sized dogs. It's quite about 11 to 25 kilograms with an average age of 1 to 5 years. The type of dog treats chosen was mostly focused on helping to polish the dog's teeth about their health, like to make it more healthier. And then we found that the behavior of purchasing dog, the most important reason for purchasing dog snacks came down to dog preference. And what buyers were most aware of was flavor and dog like, followed by secondary factors such as price and yes, the value of their nutritional. And the frequency of purchasing dog snacks was once a month from generally pet food stores, and the most influential people in the decision to purchase members and the amount paid of each dog was 200 baht or more. For the market factors affecting the decision to purchase dog snacks, most of them gave importance to the price factor, with had an average about 4.33, followed by the product factor with average of 4.15, then the distribution channel factor with an average of 3.88, marketing promotion factor with an average of 3.64. Lastly, the interest in dog snacks mixed with crickets, we found that 83% would buy the product and 17% would not buy. The product was found that most people were interested. This is the diamond model that we use for the adaptive one. We made it like 5 groups. Or 6 groups, sorry. Chance, factor, condition, related and supporting industries, strategy, structure, and delivery, demand, conditions, and government. And this is the CBMC, the community business model canvas, as normal one. And we make it like the key partners is department stores that sell fresh chicken, like Lotus Macro Fresh Market that sells with fresh chicken, transportation, logistics, we are like for online sales or etc., etc. Key activities, branding, including other promotions, always developing new products to meet market needs, boosting sales, and finding new distribution channels. For the value proposition, nutrient value is the most important one. The price and packing quantity are appropriate and no seasoning or flavoring. Promote health and help polish teeth, appetite, and preference of pets. Used to discipline pets, stimulate food intake for the happiness of their pets, made from natural raw materials and safe for their animals. Save money and changing food frequently, easy to consume and quick convenient. For the consumer relationships, we made like charity work to help underprivileged kids, promotional activities both online and offline channels, set up a booth to give out souvenirs at events related to pets. For the consumer segments, we made like a group of people who have the habit of raising dogs like the children, as we talked before, like a pet humanization, male, female, and LGBTQ, and single female living style, no children or gross children. For the key resource, we have like funding, chicken roaster and stocks. And lastly, the channels. We have 2 channels, online and offline stores. Okay, how can I go next? Okay, that's all for us. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you so much for your presentation. Sir, you have any questions?
Okay.
Hello, Shanrada Nunti. That was a nice presentation. I have just two questions. What makes this recipe of dog snack with mixed with crickets um, more appealing than the other snacks, than the other dog snacks?
Okay, sorry. Wait. Stop share. I need to stop share first. Okay. Sorry for, can I have the first one? Sorry.
No, my primary question
Uh-huh.
is for you to justify the reason that dog snack mixed with crickets is more appealing than the other types of dog snack, especially the meat and milk.
I catch the question. Sorry.
No, I was
The,
asking, what is the justification for you to promote dog snack mixed with crickets
okay.
than the others, than the other
Okay.
snacks?
Because the บ้านแม่ตาด organic farming is like they have crickets for their farming, organic farming, very famous one in สันกำแพง Chiang Mai. So we and the crickets is really have like a high protein for and good for dog and cats too.
Okay, so that is good. So you have also found that 83% of the people are more inclined towards buying this,
Okay.
right?
83, right?
83%.
Yeah, 83% want to buy them. Only,
So
yep.
what would be interesting is to explore the relationship of your price with the size of your market. A graph of something of that sort would look very good. So how
Okay.
can you reduce your price as your market increases?
Okay.
You also said that people, you have an average value of mean value of 4.31 or something close to that,
Yeah.
but that is a variable.
Mm-hmm.
As per my understanding, it is a variable and it depends on the size of your market. So something that you could explore is how you could is the relationship of your pricing with your market. So if you could explore that, or if you can talk about that.
Okay. About the percent of the cricket, the price is reasonable for the dog, for them to buy.
Okay, thank you. Great presentation. I think it's a very important work.
Okay, thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you so much for your presentation. Thank you, sir. Moving on to our next presenter, I would call upon the next presenter to present his paper on the factors that drive customer satisfaction in online video streaming services. Dear presenter, could you please start with your presentation?
Hello. Shall we start now?
So your screen is visible to us. You are not audible.
Am I?
Hello?
Hello. Ma'am, is it audible?
Yes, sir, but not clearly.
Okay. I hope right now it's audible.
Yeah, it's fine. You may please proceed with your presentation.
Yeah. Okay. Thank you for this opportunity. So my research topic is all about OTT. What is the factors which is influencing customer satisfaction towards OTT, online video streaming services? So in terms of in 2022, the Indian OTT market was valued around $200.5 billion. and it is expected to grow around to $34.9 billion in 2023 actually. So apart from that, it is growing at a CAGR, compounded annual growth rate, of around 17.20% during this entire period. So mostly this digital media, especially this OTT platform, started entering into even a rural area. Most of the customers started consuming it. So we thought of exploring much more how we can able to diversify these products to even interior tier 2 and tier 3 cities of Tamil Nadu also. So what we have did is initially we started with an idea of what is the factor which influencing customer to adopt this particular OTT services. Then we go through a literature review. We have identified various factors which is influencing a lot on the customer satisfaction, especially. And so if you observe closely, we have created a model based on our literature review. We found a performance, video quality, accessibility, social influence, that is your peer influences, then price, which influence a lot about the customer. Be able to find any differences of what we thought of exploring it. The customer who were using this OTT services through convenience sampling. So at the end of the question, in terms of end of the data collection, we got around 530, almost around 600. After removing all those incomplete questionnaires, we got around 538 data responses. We have used all those adopted measurement scale, especially for customer satisfaction. We have used a Teacherman 2018 scale. Then again, for OTT attributes, accessibility, performance, then video quality, we have used existing scales only. So based on that, we have created a different hypothesis. We want to explore whether the customer satisfaction will be different for based on millennials and centennials. Not only this generational differences, so we explored various other demographic factors also, but we didn't find any differences. Only one factor which gives us a better result is generational differences, especially for millennials and centennials. So my first objective is customer satisfaction will have a stronger influence for millennials than centennials. Why we come across is millennials usually they will in terms of usually they are more optimistic when compared to centennials, but centennials they are more realistic. Okay, their choices are very limited and it's harder to succeed. So based on this, we thought millennials will get more satisfaction when compared to centennials. So based on this, we have created various sub hypotheses. Almost 12 hypotheses we developed, and based on SIM, especially multi-group analysis and moderation analysis, we found certain variables having a huge differences. Okay, so in terms of regression analysis for millennials, we got around 91.2%, which is quite huge when compared to influence in terms of influencing customer satisfaction than centennials. Centennials got around 81.2, almost 10% reduction when compared to centennials. Apart from that, all the 5 factors, whatever we have developed, peer influence, price, video quality, all these factors having a significant influence on customer satisfaction. Same thing applies to Sentinel also, but the influence magnitude is comparatively less when compared to millennials. Then for our first hypothesis, whether millennials and centennials have any differences on their consumption, especially satisfaction pattern or what. So we did independent sample data and we found there is a statistical differences between millennials and centennials in terms of their satisfaction. Not only satisfaction, in terms of all other attributes. If you observe closely, performance almost 2.8 or 2.5 is the mean value, almost 3 points, 0.3 percentage differences. So not only for customer satisfaction, all these attributes, especially OTT attributes, we found a lot of differences exist between millennials and centennials. Apart from that, we have checked moderation analysis for all these attributes. Out of 5, we got 3 different, in terms of 3 different variables have a significant difference for Gen Z, especially millennials and centennials. If you observe, based on the generational differences. So at the end, we have come up with a lot of suggestions. Consumer mostly demanding immersive and high quality video streaming services. So businesses should prioritize investment in terms of video quality, not only video quality, and they should make the customers to advocate about that particular product, especially through their friends. If social in terms of through social media or through your friends, if they can able to advocate about that particular OTT, we found there is a huge differences in terms of their satisfaction level. So we proposed to this this is from my end. Thank you.
Yeah,
Yes,
hello,
sir.
Madan.
Hi, sir. Good afternoon, sir.
Yeah, could we go to the results? It's a very
Yes, sir.
nice presentation, very important presentation also. But um, what you think are the main key takeaways of your paper?
Yes, sir. So this is a regression result, sir.
Hmm. Okay, so it is quite understandable that the Gen
Millennials
Z,
and centennials. Yes, Gen Z.
the
Yes, sir.
Gen Z are more inclined towards high video quality
Yes, sir.
and um, faster access of data, etc.
Yes, sir.
So because they are Gen Z,
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
so that is quite a very straightforward logic for a statistician. But what would be? I mean, it's a great paper by itself. It's a great finding. Um, a few points would be your sample size, about your sample size. So I think it's 528 or something close to that. How about increasing the size?
Yes,
And
sir.
how about incorporating a conditional distribution? Because you've done t-tests and you're basically comparing two distributions. So when you're comparing two distributions, what would be the change of these results if you
Yes, sir.
condition your distribution
Yes, sir.
on the income of the person? That
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
that
You mean to
would
do,
be
can you please elaborate me more?
no. If I am a Gen Z person
Yes,
and I
sir.
want high video quality, but I don't have money to buy,
Yes, sir.
so how that distribution changes, and again, it's a spatial thing, right?
Yes, yes, sir.
So what the results that you publish,
Mm.
it's a spatially limited to a
Yes, sir.
particular domain. So
Yes, sir.
especially in a country like India, there are pockets of people who are economically forward in one pocket and backward in one pocket. So it
Yes,
really
sir.
depends on your geological spatial domain that you have worked out your paper on. But what would be interesting to see is how these values change for different economic standards of people in different pockets of a region. So the pocket should be averaged.
Yes,
So
sir.
that is one comment that I have.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
But that is a comment for a future, I think. But what you could do now is, could you basically explain what this mean value represents in terms of performance?
In regression, no,
Yes.
usually, exactly. So when compared to millennial in terms of performance, it's
No,
all
for
about the
example,
quality
if
of the.
the mean of the millennials is 2.8113 and
Yes,
of
sir.
that of the centennials is 2.5603,
Yes, sir.
what do I infer out of it?
No, usually we have a consumption. Usually, centennials are more intent towards technology,
Hmm.
especially OTT or any other platforms. Millennials usually they are very optimistic. They want to explore it, but usually they have stability in their mind and they will take very what cautious effort when compared to centennials. So this is the base idea which we created this particular hypothesis, and we have tried and controversy also. For example, differences between centennials and millennials also. But what we found is centennials they are more satisfied with the performance of the OTT.
But the
Sorry,
point is
millennials. Yes,
the mean values are almost close to one another. So how can you make that inference?
it's almost close, but we found the statistical differences in t-test. So that's why we have
So
created a
you want me to
separate.
look at the standard deviations?
Uh, no, actually, it may be because of maybe sample size also. Maybe if I increase my sample size, I can able to get more actual differences.
Okay.
Because
So,
customer satisfaction, you can able to see 3.094 and 2.85.
Yeah.
So again, there also millennials are scoring more and they are satisfied with their OTT usage.
no more, but not so more. That
Not
is
so
my
more. Exactly, sir.
yeah.
It's very slight
Fantastic.
differences. It's
Fantastic.
very slight
Thank you very
differences.
Yeah. Great paper.
So thank you so much for your input, sir.
Thank
Thank you
you,
so
sir.
much.
Thank you so much, sir, for your presentation. Thank you, sir, for your questions. Moving on to our next presentation, we have our presenter to present her paper on emotion recognition in Gujarati audio using feature extraction for machine learning models. Dear presenter, could you please start with your presentation?
Hello, am I audible?
Yes, ma'am, you are audible.
Ma'am, I'm not able to share the screen. Just a minute. The screen is visible, ma'am?
Yes, ma'am, it's visible. You may please proceed with your presentation.
Yes, ma'am. Good afternoon, everyone. Respected chair member. My topic is emotion recognition in Gujarati audio using feature extraction from machine learning. Here is the abstract. This proposed method aims to accurately recognize emotion in Gujarati audio by capturing sound features related to emotion further. Basically, my paper is related to extracting features from a resource poor dataset, which is a Gujarati dataset. And speech emotion recognition has important uses in healthcare, education, customer service, and entertainment. In healthcare, it can help to assess the mental health, while in education, it can improve the teaching by understanding how students feel. This is how the this methodology can work for Gujarati people who lives in Gujarat, but there is no resource. And Gujarati speech is difficult due to lack of data and the complexity of language. Despite these hurdles, male frequency capsule coefficient have emerged as an effective tool for improving emotion recognition accuracy. Among various methods, MFCC stand out for its stability, noise robustness, and ability to capture the vocal tract adjustment during the difficult emotional state. Here is the workflow of this this work. I'm passing raw Gujarati audio data, which is collected from directly from the speakers, and passing the data to Gujarati sentence for pre-processing. Pre-processing is just like for reducing the noise and background noise and disturbances, and then send it to the feature extraction, where I have implemented three methods: MFCC, pitch, and energy. And at last, I'm doing classification for that. The main objective is pre-processing of the Gujarati sentence and feature extraction using different feature extraction method like MFCC, pitch, and energy. Emotion classification using the extracted features. So the data set I'm going to use is a handcrafted data set which I have collected. The Gujarati speech emotion database recordings of 27 speakers, each providing at least 3 sentences from a list of 30. And the database comprises 12 female speakers with 255 audio and organized into 49 folders, and 15 male with 368 audio files in 68 folders, showcasing a rich collection of Gujarati audio samples. Here, some of the criteria I've selected before collecting the audios from any speaker, which is the driver participant selection, nature settings, comprehensive emotion coverage. That means the data includes 7 distinct emotions: anger, calm, fearful, happy, neutral, sad, and surprise, to ensure a broad spectrum of emotion expression. And validation by targeted audience, iterative refinement, After collecting the audio data set, Gujarati audio data set, I've done pre-processing on that data set. Pre-processing steps like selecting audio files. At first, we are converting audio files to wave format and ensures the uniformity and compatibility for noise reduction method. Converting stereo to mono channel. Mono conversion is must due to maintaining the consistency of features and simplifies the processing, enhancing performance and compatibility across the system. Then convert audio details. Input audio. Converting input audio files to wave format ensures the layout consistency and enhance the subsequent noise reduction. So the dataset utilized in the study adheres to 44.1 kHz sampling rate and considering standards for capturing frequencies within the human hearing range while maintaining manageable file sizes. So the pre-processing algorithm is how it works. Like first of all, start, then select an input audio file. As we are gathering the audio files from many extensions like MP3, WAV, or many other file formats. So very first we are converting it to the WAV format for maintaining the consistency in step 3. And after step 3, we are convert a stereo channel into mono channel, and then we are reducing noise in audio file. Afterward, in step 6, set a noise reduction parameters. After noise reduction, we can repeat from
Now it's visible.
okay. So after step 1, here is the flow diagram of feature extraction, which covers all the method for extracting the features. We like feature extraction is like transforming the raw audio data into meaningful features for machine learning algorithms. Comparative analysis of feature extraction techniques is performed for Gujarati speech emotion recognition to identify the best method for the research. As you can see, the flow of work, like first from wave sound, we are doing the frame blocking and windowing, which is removing the unwanted sound from the file. Then FFT, fast Fourier transform, male frequency, caption, and male caption. Here you will see some extracted graph, which I have extracted from my one audio file. Here you will see the step 1, where I am applying the Hamming window function. This will multiply each frame by window function. Example, Hamming window to reduce the spectral leakage. If there will be any leakage in sound file, to cover that problem, we use a Hamming window function. And step 2 is covering calculating the values of Hamming window. Step 3 is also there, which is using by multiplying a default Hamming value into windowing Hamming value. It calculated for each frame. Here, suppose if we have one file with 44.1 kilohertz sampling rate and audio duration. So the sampling audio duration 3.45 per second audio file, and the sampling rate is 22050. We did half of that sampling rate of 44.1, and then so as per this second sampling rate into total duration in second is equals to 76072.5 is a total sampling rate for one audio file, and then total frame is equals to total sample rate divided with 512. Total frame is equals to sampling rate divided with frame size. So the 148 is the round off with 148 total number of frames are available in one audio file. From this we can count the total number of frames that will be created for MFCC1. Like this, there is a file created which will count the MFCC till MFCC11 for every node. Here how I extracted one audio file and MFCC from 1 to 13 MFCC, and this graph shows the DCT correlates and filter bank coefficient and produce a set of capsule coefficient. Retain a subset of capsule coefficient. This is the last figure where it shows 1 to 13 MFCC and they contain the most relevant information. Here how this table show how I have extracted 1 to 13 MFCC with respective numeric values like features. And this is what after MFCC I've implemented speech features. Speech is generally used for crucial in speech for conveying emotion, where higher pitches often indicate happiness and lower pitches suggest sadness for seriousness. And variation in pitch styles such as rising or falling tones and enhance the emotion expression. Technique for pitch extraction. For pitch extraction, we have to analyze autocorrelation, capsular analysis, harmonic analysis, and time domain. Here are some extracted graphs from pitch method, pitch feature extraction. This is what the sample I have taken from my data set only. This is speaker 1, sentence 1, speaker 3, my data set speaker 3, sentence 7. The random speaker I have selected at the time. And another feature extraction method, which is energy. So the importance of power or strength in speech processing, particularly in emotion recognition. It explains how the power is calculated and how it's related to emotion state with higher energy level and indicating more intense emotion like anger or excitement, and lower level indicating the calmer and emotion like a sadness or neutrality. Here are some comparison metrics you can see, where in speech emotion recognition, a comparison of feature extraction technique shows that the MFCC outperform speech and energy based feature, achieving the significantly higher accuracy of 93.48, which is a MFCC, and speech is having 26.81 accuracy, while energy is having 27.54 accuracy. So the highest and best one is MFCC among all three. And the diagonal elements of confusion metric represent the correct predictions matching the predicted and real label in MFCC context. This value significantly efficiently classified audio files into respective emotion classes. Hello.
Yes, ma'am.
Thank you for
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you so much for your presentation. So, you have any questions? Hello, am I audible?
hello.
Am I audible?
Yes.
So, you have any questions?
Okay. Sorry, I wasn't able to unmute myself back then.
No problem.
Thank you, Anjum Mansoori, for that nice presentation.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
One question is, the pre-processing makes the difference. So what was your cutoff frequency of the audio signals when you applied the Hamming window?
So in Hamming window function 3.45 second was that.
I'm talking about the cutoff frequency. So basically, noise reduction is all about allowing the signals in the frequency range of the audio signal, right? So you try to cut off all the other frequencies. So what was the cutoff frequency you have chosen?
Sir, can you please?
And again, it's a window, right? So what was the lower cutoff frequency and the higher cutoff frequencies?
So that explanation was that question. Can you repeat? At first you asked.
No, my question is, when you applied noise reduction technique, basically noise reduction is all about allowing only certain frequencies and discarding or prohibiting the unwanted frequencies of the signal, right? So when you are talking about emotion detection,
Mm-hmm.
so when a person is shouting, usually his frequency changes. When a person with a high pitched voice was shouting in a very high pitched tone, the frequency also changes. So
Mm-hmm.
my question is, what was the lower and higher cutoff frequencies you have chosen in your noise reduction technique within the Hamming window? And uh, have you considered the fact that you might have lost some frequencies when you put that window for noise reduction, the frequency selective window?
Sir, actually, I've not selected any cutoff criteria because I'm just reducing the background noise and I'm keeping the audio as it is. When I apply Hamming window, it works reducing the unwanted noise, multiply each frame by windowing functions, so it removes the unwanted noise.
Yeah, but that only happens through frequency selective approach, right? So it prohibits some frequencies and allows some other frequencies.
No, sir. Um, if it I'm working with seven emotions, right? So when it is calm, if any background noise is there, like that is disturbing the actual voice, it removes that.
It removes it only through selecting the frequencies.
But I have not selected any frequencies for that. I just apply noise reduction using Audacity software, which is a
Oh,
manual
but
work.
okay, so that you have used some other software, Audacity, but the internal principle is the principle of reducing noise is through allowing only certain frequencies that correspond to the signal and removing all the other frequencies. That is the basic principle of noise. And even Hamming window, in Hamming window, you actually apply a window of frequencies through which the signal passes, and it only passes those frequencies and discards all the other frequencies. So what might be of interest to you to explore in the future would be to see if your noise reduction is actually doing noise reduction, or if it might be actually losing some information in the process of reducing some noise. So that is one thing that you could explore in the future.
Yes.
But thank you very much. Very nice presentation.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much for your presentation. Thank you, sir. Moving on to our next presentation, we have our presenter to present his paper on the impact of perceived risk and benefits on intention to use mobile health application, moderating role of information disclosure intention. Dear presenter, could you please start with your presentation? I repeat, the paper title is Impact of Perceived Risk and Benefits on Intention to Use Mobile Health Applications, Moderating Role of Information Disclosure Intention. Moving on to the next presentation, we have Smart Campus Solutions Leveraging AI ML Technologies for Integrated Campus Management Platform. Dear presenter, could you please proceed with your presentation? I repeat, Smart Campus Solutions Leveraging AI ML Technologies for Integrated Campus Management Platform. Moving on to our next presentation, we have specialized app for smart sport industry. Presenter, if you are there, could you please start with your presentation? I repeat, specialized app for smart sports industry. So that brings us to the end of our presentations. I sincerely thank our authors for their excellent presentations and contribution in the session, and all our participants for being a part of this international conference. I hope this session was informative enough. We, on behalf of the whole team, thank you for all the support during this third version of the conference and all the previous two versions of the conference. We would be happy to have you all in our fourth version as well. All the presenters would be getting their digital certificates through email within 2 working days. Further, all the papers have been forwarded to Springer. The publication would be live within 6 months. Kindly cooperate with the team of ISBM 2024. I also would like to thank our session chair for chairing the session. Thank you so much, sir, for chairing the session. A token of appreciation to our chair on behalf of Team ISBM 2024 and Global Knowledge Research Foundation and partners. Thank you, sir. Thank you so much for your valuable presence. So we would like to have a valuable feedback from your end to all our participants.
Am I visible and audible?
Yes, sir.
Yeah,
You're
my
visible.
computer got disconnected at this point. Yeah, it was a fantastic time with all of you, especially the papers on VARX modeling and the case study on dark treat analysis and the statistical methodology analysis of understanding customer satisfaction in online video OTT, and also about detecting emotions in speech, especially in Gujarati. Is all the papers have been extremely well written, well presented, and I believe there is a lot of hard work from all the authors, and I appreciate all the authors for all their hard work, and I truly enjoyed listening to these presentations. And I hope the comments that we have given and also the discussion made in this session is truly helpful for them to progress in their research, and hopefully they'll come back with better and more perceivable publications for the next season. And I also thank the organizers of the conference and also the organizing team, Aarti, Riddhi, and Nisha. You have done excellently well. Kudos to all of you.
Thank you, sir.
And thank you once again, and God bless us all.
Thank you. Thank you so much, sir. Thank you so much for your kind words. I kindly request all of you to please switch on your cameras so that we can have a quick snapshot of our virtual conference. I request everyone to please switch on your cameras. Thank you. Thank you so much, everyone. Stay safe. Take care.